Okay. Do you have any upcoming projects? Any future projects? Would there be like more series of Trapper, or how will we get?
Man, so yeah, we have a team of 10 people, man. I got a team of artists, a team of writers. Shout out to a good college friend of mine, Lanisha Hamilton. She's also the co-founder of the company as well. I got to give her big shout outs. And a lot of this that's happening right now with the company wouldn't have started without her, man. She had a lot of influence in helping out with the projects and getting things off the ground on the administrative side. But she's also a writer herself in her own right. And this very first issue of Natura is actually her baby, and it's a collective project with 3 or 4 other writers as well. I provided the illustration work to it. A good buddy from me from Savannah, Georgia, his name is Art Etzel. He is basically the guy that does all the coloring and some of the illustration and ink work for the company as well. And Jessie Geist, who was up in Canada, man, she has been a dynamo when it comes to coloring for our projects. She's colored some of the Trapper issue, and she's colored some of the Natura issue. Brandon Bell, I got to shout out. He is another writer on the team. He's out in Cleveland as well. He is killing it on a lot of fronts, but he is another one that's coming out with some issues. Lycos, the Metal Wolf, is another title that's going to be dropping later on this year. I have another writer as well. Her name is Heather. She's basically coming up with another issue called Hurricane Ida. All of these have tie-ins to the Natura series as well. A Silas issue is coming out. All these characters can be located and found on this very first issue. So this is kind of like the trailer to the Avengers movie, if you want to say so. But this is kind of the intro to the Natura series itself. But all these characters have writers and backers behind it. And these issues on their solo front will be coming out later on in the year and next year as well, man. So it's going to be a big project, man. Too much to even explain in this one interview, man, but it's going to be a big project, man, and I hope everybody can actually get a hold of these issues and start putting the story together as it's going along. But this is a super big collaborative project, man, and that's kind of how we wanted to build
Okay, okay, man, that sounds exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to the future issues. Now, I wanted to ask you about your artwork. Are the comics produced digitally, or are you doing them by hand, or what is the process to making the comics and stuff?
it. Yeah, absolutely. So the very first issue, man, the Natura was hand drawn by myself. I did it in traditional style work. We work as a team here, man. Everything is about team and collaboration. It's a 50-50 exchange of information, exchange of talents. So what I ended up doing is doing the illustration work. I sent it down to Savannah, Georgia, to my good friend Art, who did the inking for it. And then we sent it up to Jessie, who's up in Canada. She's been helping us out big time with the coloring. And so she knocked out the coloring on this project as well. We sent it back to me where I put the layout together and put it to the Amazon Kindle process system, and we got it published and produced, man. So that's just that one issue. Trapper's a little bit different. Trapper's all a digital project, man. Something that I had done about a year and a half ago, man. I had drawn all the pages and stuff like that and sent it off for coloring as well. But it just depends on what the artist is doing, man. So I got other artists that are also on the team that work digitally and traditionally. I got a guy named Pierce Birdsong, man. I think he's out of Kentucky himself. He's working on the projects as well. He's working on that Lycos Metal Wolf project, man. And he is a traditional multimedia artist. He doesn't use anything but multimedia materials, man. And it's really dynamic. It's really different. It's something that really a lot of comics don't really see too often. You'll see a multimedia approach to it. So he's using inks, pencils, watercolors. He's putting it together, and then we're going to digitally scan that in and then add the word bubbles, man, and put that package together, man. It's going to be really interesting to see, man. So shout out to Pierce, man. I can't wait for that project to drop as well, man. But yeah, it's just a matter of how I feel that day, man. I can go traditional one style or go digital, man. Just how I feel, So
Okay, well, I can dig it. I can dig it. Now, I want to ask you, everything sound good, but it's a lot of hard work. So have you faced any adversity or roadblocks throughout this journey? And also, would you have any advice for any younger or upcoming artists?
yeah. When it comes to production with anything, man, you're gonna run into some hiccups. You're gonna run into things that slow down the process, man. Honestly, the Natura issue, the very first one, started off as a digital drawing process, but you can only rely on technology so far, man. computer system had crashed on me, and I had to go do everything in pencil. But I looked at it as an opportunity. You take that time to kind of reconnect with the materials that got you into the art world as well, because that was really how I was drawn all through high school. All my entire life was pencil and pen. Really getting to the feel and the graininess of the paper, the feel of the pencil in your hand, and how you got to sharpen it and erase away and kind of, go really inorganic with it, man. And so really that kind of put me in a mindset of like, man, this is really different. I really appreciate where this comes from. It feels very traditional. It feels very organic and kind of how artists used to do it back in the day anyway. So it was really positive and really good feedback so far from doing that. And it's just a different style, man. It's a different method, man. But the other thing majorly, man, is just doubt. The biggest hang up sometimes can be just your self-doubt. Not thinking that it's good enough, comparing yourself to others. That's the major thing that a lot of artists, man, when they're trying to create something or be different or whatever, you always look to try to compare yourself. And that's the number one mistake that a lot of artists run into, is trying to compare. And you're just your own personal self-doubt. Is this worth anything? Is anybody going to appreciate it? That's the biggest hang up I deal with even to this day, man. It still lingers in your mind. But that's why you have the people that support you. They come back and say, hey, look, man, just keep going and keep pushing. And that's what it's about. Just keep pushing through, man, and see what the fruits of your labor are. If you work hard and you're going to get that goal and you're going for that goal, eventually somebody's got to appreciate it at some time. And if nobody else does, you got to sit back and appreciate your own work eventually at some time, man. So that's how I look at it. And that's the adversity, man. That's what it is, man. Everybody faces it. You take it and kind of wield it your way that you want to,
Yeah, most definitely, man. The mind is powerful, man. Self-doubt, it stifles a lot of people, but you got to overcome those fears and those insecurities. And especially, like I say, if it's something you love doing, something that relaxes you, something that makes you happy, as you mentioned, even if no one else appreciates it, especially at a time like this, like, man, I can only imagine during COVID and being locked in, a lot of people were stressing and depressed. But if you was an artist, you had time to paint, you had time to draw, you had time. Like I'm a musician, I had time to write, I had time to play more music. So these things can help you overcome some of those mental hurdles that a lot of people are facing at this time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, brother. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, so okay, this is my last question for you. So how do you feel about being a Black artist in today's society in America?
Oh man, so that's a good question. And honestly, man, I think this is the best time to be an artist. Honestly, I think this is the time for us to really now fully embrace our culture, fully embrace the things that make us who we are. I think people are more so now really in appreciating what the Black culture means and what everything that we have to offer, man. And so being an artist and taking what society is putting out there and now incorporating it into our art form is the biggest and best thing you can do right now, man. So it's an opportunity to do that, and that's what I'm doing right now. I feel with my art as well, man, being able to express that. So.
Okay, man. I truly appreciate you coming through. So last but not least, I want to thank you again, but what is your contact information if people want to check out Trapper, if they want to check out 50 Comics, and the future projects, how can they, get in contact with you?
Oh, easily, man. So my personal IG account, man, is Lee Johnson Designs. That's at IG. And also 50 Comics at IG is the other one if you want to check out more posts on the 50 Comics, but 50comics.com. You can order our issues that are coming out. We'll be posting more stuff on there. But check out the IG. We got a Facebook account under the same name. But just keep looking for it, man, and we'll keep posting. And we hope that everybody can kind of get a part of it and get behind it, man, and just check us out. That's all I need y'all to do is just check us out one time, man, and see what you think.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So for everybody tuning in, I got my copy. So you make sure you get your copy. If you can't get a copy, check out the website, follow the Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Share the post. Is multiple ways you can show support for, up and coming artists. But until next time, family, Taye Speaks. Peace.